gamers, let's talk about the games I'm playing and the new releases I'm excited about. Kicking off our second episode, Trepang Squared is a frantic indie FPS that takes clear inspiration from the beloved Fear game series. It came out on June 21st and now sits at a 94% very positive on Steam with over 2,600 unique reviews and counting. It received a cooler 78 on Metacritic as well as on OpenCritic. The game boasts fairly intelligent AI enemies, some serious stealth chops, all the absolute carnage you are seeing on your screen now, scary horror elements, and a story that is serviceable by most accounts. An extremely impressive offering considering that this game was made by a team of 3 developers. Some reviews have critiqued the linearity and length of the game, with the straightforward map design that funnels you into a clear path, leaving some players wanting more after they quickly push through the game's levels. I think the game being priced much lower than most games and being developed by such a small team explains these arguably weaker aspects. It seems to be one of those games where the onus is slightly on the player to get the most out of the game world by trying to discover all the plentiful secrets, upgrades, and background lore elements that can be found if you don't just solely focus on quickly pushing through the main objectives and story beats. Players should also make sure to check out the additional challenges, Horde mode, and the unlockable New Game Plus. Reviews have stated that this game relies heavily on its combat, but that's okay because it's still fun as ever to track enemies in slow motion, and Trepang Squared does that very, very well. I just want to shout out Baldur's Gate 3, which is getting its full release on August 3rd, and it looks great. I'm aware that it's been available in early access for like 3 years or something, but I'm finally going to try it when it's released. I promise. Please don't cyberbully me.
This is Matthew's mother and legal guardian. You will desist in contacting my son and having any more irrational and upsetting arguments. That is a form of cyberbullying. You will be blocked and reported to Instagram.
Next up is the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom expansion. If you're watching this before the 27th of July, you can actually get the base ESO game for free on PC on the Epic Games Store. And then I need to shout out one of the free games for the 27th to August 3rd period, Severed Steel. This indie FPS dropped last year and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, just look at the gameplay. But do all that after the video, of course. Back to ESO Necrom, the expansion for the Tamriel-based MMO released on the 5th of June to a decent reception. It's currently sitting at a 79% mostly positive on Steam, an 82 on Metacritic, and an 83 on OpenCritic. Positives of the game's 7th expansion reportedly include the new Arcanist class, new quests, a new trial called Sanity's Edge, and the 2 new zones called the Telvanni Peninsula and Apocrypha. However, the pay-to-win aspects of this particular MMO are still a sore spot for some MMO enjoyers, though it feels like that sort of stuff is starting to creep its way into most MMOs these days anyways. Speaking of forking over cash to your MMO overlords, I know buying a new MMO and then understanding said MMO pricing model that goes along with it can be a huge pain, which actually leads into my Game Pass picks, as the Microsoft service also gives you access to the ESO base game in case you missed the Epic giveaway. However, you could try a month of ESO Plus to get access to all their DLC, but not the new Necrom expansion. You need to buy that one outright. Alternatively, you could just buy the game and all the expansions you want to own outright. There's way more to the pricing system, but I think that's enough for now. I feel like I'm trying to market a timeshare here.
Alright, let me see if I got this straight. You two gentlemen are offering part-time limited liability ownership in one of your fabulous condos for the one-time price of $8,000? That's right!
Sounds to me like if anybody should be arrested, it should be you people for passing up such a great deal.
That's right, you're practically stealing condos at that price. Book 'em, Dano.
First off for my Game Pass picks, or second, whatever, is Insurgency Sandstorm. I bought this game years ago and I'm a huge fan of the original too. This is one of the most crisp handling and sounding shooter games in my opinion, and a must try if you haven't enjoyed this one yet. It's available now on Game Pass. So is this game. Now I don't know much about this other than it's a city builder on the back of a giant turtle with this cool art style, and I'm here for it. The Wandering Village has been in early access for about a year and has received praise from fans, holding a strong 89% very positive on Steam from over 3,000 unique reviews. Receiving a day one release on the Game Pass service on August 17th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre aims to follow in the footsteps of social monster movie games like the now classic Dead by Daylight. I'm looking forward to partying up with a group of friends in this one, but we'll see if the devs at Sumo Digital can live up to the growing hype. Then, on September 6th, of course, it's Starfield, which will be available day one on Game Pass. I think the excitement is truly starting to pick up for this one. Hopefully Todd can once again deliver those warm, fuzzy feels like the first time you stared up at High Hrothgar. This looks like another great party game. It's right in the name after all. Party Animals is a beat 'em up in the vein of Gang Beasts, but I'm hoping it will have more to offer than that popular melee game. Its day 1 Game Pass release is on September 20th. Then rounding off my Game Pass picks with another day 1 release, Payday 3 will be available September 21st, right at the end of Northern Summer. It looks like a good follow-up on Starbreeze Studios' time-tested formula, and it seems really polished this time around. Looking forward to this one. That's it for this summer's Game Pass picks. Now, I know that Jeff Keighley's show has came and went, but there's an absolute boatload of games that are supposedly coming 2023 or some other such vague something or other. I'm sure we'll get release dates sooner or later, but I'm only doing this show 4 times a year, and I want to talk about them, damn it. So I'd like to present to you my Summer Games Speculation Fest. Now we have a lot to get through here, and I'm going to be brief. Pay attention, and let's go quickly. Stormgate is a much anticipated RTS from Frost Giant Studios. They're reportedly hosting a closed alpha or beta test starting on August 7th. Signups for their playtest can be found on their website. Hopefully we can get a more open test or even a full release sometime this year. Arc Raiders is a free-to-play third-person PvPvE extraction shooter from the new studio that attracted much talent, including ex-DICE developers, Embark Studios. The game's closed alpha, which you can request to join on Steam, starts on July 29th, so maybe a broader test or even an open beta will be coming down the track in 2023. Manor Lords is a solo-developed RTS game that looks to transport us back to medieval Europe in a grounded, historically accurate way. The game is said to be coming 2023 to PC, so hopefully we'll hear about a release date soon. Monomyth is a much-anticipated Kickstarter project. It describes itself as an immersive, first-person dungeon-crawling RPG in the vein of Ultima Underworld, Arx Fatalis, and the King's Field series. It's slated for a 2023 release, and the updates on the Kickstarter page suggest good progress is being made on the game. Light Survival is a self-described medieval cooperative action horror roguelite, and is the debut title for the developers Hainier Studio. What we've seen so far looks to have absolutely stunning animations and overall presentation. Hopefully we get more details on the game's release window soon, as it's currently listed as TBA. Road to Vostok is a hardcore single-player survival game that focuses on immersion, and you'll like this a lot because a lot of games can't seem to get this right anymore. Good performance on PC. It's set in a post-apocalyptic border zone between Finland and Russia. It's being developed by a solo dev with military and game development experience. The game doesn't have a release date yet, but there's a demo available on Steam that has been received well by the community. Transience is an indie-developed tactical FPS being spearheaded by the popular FPS YouTuber Big Fry TV. The development process is being documented on Big Fry's channel through devlogs, which I'll link in the description. We've already gotten a look into the story, which will be communicated through these cool comic book style cutscenes that remind of Max Payne, and also some of the game's high quality art and environments, which, if we're being honest, look amazing. Big Fry has stated that we won't see a demo or anything until it's truly ready though. Skate Story is a really unique looking game coming from Sam Ang and Devolver Digital sometime in 2023. The genres it used to describe itself on Steam are indie, adventure, RPG, action, and sports. So it would be really fun to see how the whole package comes together when we get our hands on this skateboarding game. All these games' Steam pages have been linked below, so be sure to wishlist them if you found them interesting. Doing so actually makes a really big difference to smaller dev teams. To end off the episode, I just want to talk about one of the games featured in the first episode of the show a few months ago. BattleBit Remastered has become a breakout indie hit with insane player counts on Steam and coverage from some of the biggest gaming channels. If you're new around here and haven't seen that first episode, it's linked below for your viewing pleasure. It's amazing to see an indie developed and published game like this succeed in the extremely competitive shooter market. I just got into the game and I've been having a really good time. It feels like Holdfast, This Is the Most, and Squad mixed together, and I love it. Thanks for checking out the second episode of the new video game show. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and perhaps even a comment. It really helps with promoting the video in the algorithm. Have a great day, and I hope to see you this northern fall for episode 3.